Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for another waiver wire episode. This one for week 19 of the fantasy hockey season. Before we jump into today's episode, guys, drop a like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's start talking about week 19. Now, if you watched my week 19 preview episode, you know that week 19 starts Saturday, February 22nd and ends Sunday, March 2nd, meaning it is a 9-day week. This here is a schedule. I'm not going to go through it super in depth. I've already done that in my preview video. Now, what teams have a bad schedule? Again, I already went through this, but Ottawa only plays 3 games, whereas every other team plays 4 or more. Yeah, then we got Nashville, Pittsburgh, and St. Louis, who actually play 6 games this week, which is more than anybody else. Over the span of 9 days, that's quite a bit of games. If you want to be streaming players from those teams, if somehow you have room on the busy nights they play, that's not a bad idea. But again, you probably don't have room on those nights because they play Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then Sunday. 6 of the 7 nights are not off nights. In terms of off nights, the teams listed on the screen are the ones with the most off nights. I'm not going to go through it again. I already did that in my week preview video. So if you want me to just go team by team, watch that. But again, everything's on the screen here. I did go through the LA Kings and the Winnipeg Jets in my preview video because the Kings play Monday, Wednesday, Friday off nights. The Jets play Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's not an off night, but it's not too busy. So if you have room on Thursday, great start for both these teams this week. Now, Dylan Holloway is the first guy I have on this list, 53% rostered, available in almost half the league still. He's getting plenty of great deployment in St. Louis, and if you somehow do have room on those busy nights, yeah, you're getting 6 games out of Dylan Holloway. I like that a lot. Sam Bennett, second line in Florida, and even when he wasn't producing, he was still putting up some great peripherals. He's back to producing. Someone I do like a lot going forward. Pierre-Luc Dubois, second line, top power play in Washington. Great bounce back year for him. You love to see it. Pavel Dorofeev, shooting a lot, getting top power play deployment. Definitely someone who can score you plenty of goals. Marco Rossi is playing on Minnesota, who have a couple of off nights this week, which is great, and they have a great playoff schedule for the fantasy playoffs if your playoffs end in week 24. Adam Fantilli playing top line and top power play in Columbus, and with Marchenko coming back, he could get a little bit of a boost. That being said, Boone Jenner is also coming back, so he could get bumped down to the second line. Either way, he should still get top power play time and still should do pretty decently. Mason Marchment of the Dallas Stars, 32% rostered, play it Friday and Sunday off nights, playing second line right now. Definitely could put up some points for you. Jonathan Drouin, before the break, was playing on the second line and top power play with Nathan MacKinnon. If you're on a power play with Nathan MacKinnon, you're definitely someone who's might be worth owning in fantasy. Cole Perfetti, I know I already listed him in that list that I showed you with Winnipeg Jets, but he was so hot before the break. I just had to include him here. He's triple eligibility and definitely could come in clutch for those Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday games. Ryan Donato of the Chicago Blackhawks was red hot before the break. He's getting top line deployment, top power play deployment, and is definitely someone to be monitoring right now. Fabian Zetterlund of the San Jose Sharks plays Sunday and Monday, 2 of the first games this week. And if you do have room on Sunday, that's a good player to be streaming for those 2 nights. Jason Zucker, pretty hot going into the break, second line and top power play in Buffalo. Boone Jenner coming back. He is a must-add right now. He puts up great peripherals and definitely could be a big impact player on your fantasy team because he should put up plenty of points as well. William Eklund, same kind of thing as Fabian Zetterlund, although his deployment's actually a little bit better, so I prefer him a little bit right now, playing top line and top power play in San Jose. And if you do need someone for Sunday and Monday, he's a good player to be adding to get started in this week. Filipino playing second line in Vancouver. Over his first 4 games in Vancouver, he scored 3 points, which is really not bad at all. Then we have Michael Bunting and lower down Tommy Novak and Mathieu Joseph. If you somehow have room on all the busy nights that those teams are playing, these guys are players that you could be adding to get 6 games from this week. That's pretty huge. Bunting definitely has the safest floor. He's getting top power play time in Pittsburgh. But Tommy Novak was actually pretty hot before the break, even though he's only on the third line. And Matthew Joseph was actually getting second line deployment before the break and did score a goal and an assist. I really don't hate him. If you are in a deep league, he's available in almost 100% leagues. If he keeps that deployment, he's definitely could be worth streaming. Will Smith of the San Jose Sharks is also getting top power play deployment with second line deployment. I don't mind that if you need somebody for Sunday and Monday. And Morgan Frost is someone on Calgary who's getting third line time with top power play time. He's someone who definitely could start catching fire over there in Calgary. For defensemen, Darnell Nurse putting up amazing peripherals and some points to go along with it. Seth Jones, top power play in Chicago and absolutely killing it. Drew Doughty has not a whole lot just yet, but I'm expecting him to turn things around. He's top power play in LA. Aaron Ekblad, top power play in Florida. Jake Wallman, top power play in San Jose. Been great this year. Tony DeAngelo is a top power play in New York, which he's actually been exceeding all expectations in New York, which is awesome to see. Darren Radish in Tampa Bay is still on their top power play, and honestly, even his peripherals have not been that bad, so I don't hate him in deeper leagues. Cam Fowler is someone who I like adding this week. He's kind of a sneaky one because he really doesn't do a whole lot most games, but he's the kind of guy who can really, really get hot, and if he does, you're in for an absolute treat, and you're in for 6 games of him this week. Maybe he just needed a little bit of rest with this break, and Fowler could definitely feast this week, potentially. Jared Spurgeon of the Minnesota Wild is getting top power play time in Minnesota and definitely needs to be owned in more leagues. Like, I can't believe he's available in 88% of leagues. He's definitely someone that needs to be owned. And finally, Leon Bichelle of the Dallas Stars is putting up a really great floor with hits every single night. As long as they call him back up, he's definitely a solid streamer. For goalies, Frederik Andersen of the Carolina Hurricanes, I cannot believe is not more than 70% owned. He's playing every second game on a very good Carolina Hurricanes team. Should definitely get plenty of wins. Then we have Kevin Lankinen of the Vancouver Canucks, who should be getting almost every start in Vancouver going forward. Demko is week to week once again, so Lankinen is your guy. Tam Talbot is the starter in Detroit. Ingram and Vejmelka are splitting starts in Utah. Distel and Gibson are splitting starts in Anaheim. Jake Allen is getting all the starts in New Jersey until Markstrom comes back. I don't mind him at all. Elvis Merzlikins getting all the starts in Columbus except for the back-to-backs. Charlie Lindgren is splitting starts with Logan Thompson. Should be pretty even split. Samuel Urson had an amazing showing in the Four Nations tournament and is the starter in Philadelphia, getting almost every start. Nedeljkovic's getting almost every start in Pittsburgh. And Joel Hofer I like this week because he should actually get 3 starts. He's definitely getting one the first Saturday or Sunday, and he's definitely getting another one the second Saturday or Sunday. Remember, St. Louis has 6 games, and Jordan Binnington's actually playing this tournament, so he's not getting a rest. I don't think they're going to want to play Binnington 4 times in the span of 9 days. So it's possible Hofer gets even a 3rd start this week. If he does, that's definitely somebody that's worth streaming in a points league. And then Vitek Vanacek of the San Jose Sharks is the lowest owned starter available on the waiver wire. So if you're in a super deep league and you just need someone who's going to start you a game, Vitek Vanacek is an option for that. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed my content today, drop a like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I am really looking forward to that Canada versus USA game. It should be an absolutely crazy game. Go Canada. I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.